Elevance did say that they didn't expect this to be 150,000 members lost overall because they are expecting people to still enroll in their plans. But not a great sign coming out of a company. If a carrier pulled out of a plan in terms of commissions, there's a good likelihood that they're going to cut back on that plan for members next year. It is kind of the theme that we're looking at this year. If you do have somebody that's on an Elevance PDP plan that's no longer in the market, well, that person's going to be shopping. And if you're not helping them, you're not proactive about it, they're going to be shopping with somebody else. Hey everyone, Curt Graham here from Elite Insurance Partners, back again with some more industry updates. Today, unfortunately, is not great news. It's coming out of Elevance, or Anthem as they're known in a lot of places. They are a relatively large carrier, not the biggest in the industry, but I'm assuming a lot of you have them. They were recently at a Wells Fargo healthcare conference. I'll link to this in the description. Basically, you can click on this. It's going to open up another window and you got to sign up. Put in your email address and your name, and they get your contact information. But you can listen to the 33-minute, almost 34-minute conversation. About 5 minutes in, they do address Medicare and what's going on with them between their Medicare Advantage plans and their PDP plans. And then a little bit later on in the call, they go back to it. A lot of the call actually is focused on ACA and the Medicaid market overall, because they are a big player in both of those. Now, this news isn't completely unexpected because I put a video out earlier this year on Anthem or Elevance and what happened. They grew by 12%, but they cut commissions to zero on most of their plans. In this video, I made, different assumptions and made some guesses. I was actually kind of positive about it, wondering if it was going to be a good thing for them going into next year. Maybe they were setting themselves up, but I kind of guessed wrong. And I think this is kind of the theme this year. If a carrier pulled out of a plan in terms of commissions, there's a good likelihood that they're going to cut back on that plan for members next year. It is kind of the theme that we're looking at this year. Now, I talked about star ratings and other things. It's a 11, 12-minute video. You can watch it. It's on the channel. Maybe we'll link to it in the description as well. I referenced this article from Medicare Market Insights. Always a good resource. This was back in May of 2025. In the article, they say that it's marketing that they were pulling back on, but in reality, it was commissions. If I scroll down here, here's some of the highlights I had in the title, but 11.8% membership growth, 15.4% revenue growth, 5.1% operating growth. In here, they were talking pretty positive, and Medicare Advantage performance was consistent with expectations. Retention remained strong and growth was targeted and disciplined. Sounds pretty positive, right? But, they did cut commission, so that's not very positive. We remain confident in the long-term outlook for MA. Stronger retention not only improves member satisfaction, it's associated with better care coordination, fewer inpatient stays, and lower overall Medicare spending. Now, I do note, looking at this, they don't mention anything about PDP and the 400,000 members that they had at the time. So maybe that was a little bit of foreshadowing. Don't know, but they talk specifically about MA. And hey, look, now they're pulling out of PDPs just generally. If I scroll on down, I think this is some pretty good insights. It's clear that Elevance continues to be concerned with adding too much new MA membership onto their current plans. They already stopped paying commissions on certain plans mid-AEP. That's true. Last AEP, they stopped paying commissions. Halfway through the year, they stopped paying commissions on even more plans. Basically, they were only paying commissions on D-SNPs. And so, not great. Here's the big headlines that a lot of people are seeing. Roughly 150,000 MA members are going to be affected, and 400,000 Part D enrollees are affected by these cuts. Coming down here, like I said, this happened at the Wells Fargo Healthcare Conference. It was Mark Kay, the CFO of the company, delivering this news. And 150,000 MA members, 400,000 of their Part D members. Everybody is kind of bracing. Insurers are bracing for a volatile 2026. We're seeing this out of multiple carriers. It's not just Elevance that we're getting it from. What they're doing is prioritizing HMO plans with narrower networks. We're seeing that with other carriers as well, pulling back from flexible PPO plans that offer benefits where it's a little bit harder to control the cost. We made the decision to exit some plans in counties we did not see a path to attractive economic performance. And basically what they did, like I said, pulled out of PPO plans. And so if you know anything about Elevance and kind of their footprint, where are some of the places where they had some rather large PPO plans? I'm thinking about Florida, Georgia, Tennessee had some PPO plans in it, Maine, Wisconsin had some PPO plans. So different areas, you can look at their map and kind of see where those PPO plans are. Maybe think about targeting those areas, some options, 150,000 members potentially losing their coverage. Elevance did say that they didn't expect this to be 150,000 members lost overall because they are expecting people to still enroll in their plans. But not a great sign coming out of a company to cut commissions, to cut plans in certain areas, and then to just pull out of the PDP market generally. And so I want to look, actually, let's jump here. Elevance, their stock dip, like I said, not a great look overall. But Elevance is putting a focus on Medicare Advantage HMO and dual special and needs plans. If you look at some of the news that has been coming out of them, some of the language that's been coming out of them, they've been bragging a lot about their Medicare and Medicaid ranking in different states. And so that is consistent with what we've been seeing from them. And let's just take a look here at their overall enrollment numbers. If we look at the PDP market in 2025, 23.2 million people were enrolled in a plan. So not the biggest player in the market, but they still do make the list, with 400,000 members when we're looking at some of the other big players. Centene or WellCare still in the market, United Healthcare, 3.5 million, CVS or Aetna, 4.1 million, Cigna, 3 million, and then Humana coming in at 2.3 million. PDP plans looking pretty strong there. If we look at their overall MAPD enrollment, somewhere in the range of 2.4 to 2.5 million members that they've got enrolled. 150,000 of those are impacted. So a pretty good chunk. Now, last thing, not least, is I want you to focus on PDP plans and what you're doing if you sell Medicare supplements. Look at this trend that we've been seeing. This is the average number of plans that have been available to beneficiaries around the country. In 2021, on average, about 30 different PDP plans. 2022, it drops down to 23. Then we're back up to 24. Then in 2024, 21. And this year, the lowest of all, 14 PDP plans. Now, Elevance exiting the market. I'm going to be seeing fewer choices. I would expect other PDP plans also, carriers not exiting, but maybe exiting from their plans themselves. If you've been looking at some first looks, you know what I'm talking about. But if you do have somebody that's on an Elevance PDP plan that's no longer in the market because they're not just going to be able to crosswalk them over to one of their other plans, well, that person's going to be shopping. And if you're not helping them, you're not proactive about it, they're going to be shopping with somebody else. So you've got to be on top of that because they're going to be shopping with somebody else for their PDP coverage because they need coverage. And if you don't call them up, somebody's going to help them. And then they're going to help them out with their Medicare supplement plan. So think proactively on that side of things. Obviously, if it's one of the PPO plans that's getting pulled by Elevance or any of the other plans that we're seeing a service area reduction happening from with Elevance, you got to be on top of those people as well. You don't want to watch your book of business just disappear, and you want to take care of your members. You work to get in touch with them. They trust you. They count on you. And so as an agent, you've got to be reaching out, being proactive this year. It's going to be a busy AEP. Could be a great AEP if you take advantage of it. I know we're planning on it. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I've got my emails in the description below. Also, join our Facebook group, The Insurance Disruptors, where all these videos are at. Follow us, subscribe here on YouTube. I keep putting things out like this. I've got a bunch of videos that you can go back to and learn about some of the other things that have happened between birthday rule changes and other things that are going on in the industry. we'll keep putting them out, and hopefully it's helpful for you all. And don't hesitate to reach out if you've got any questions. All right, I look forward to speaking with you. Bye.